Hey guys, I'm Karina.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome back to the Light Podcast. The Law According to Eric. All right, so today, it's December 1st as we're recording. This will be out Wednesday. We'll give you a nice treat since it's the beginning of the holiday season. Today, I picked out all Am I the Asshole stories regarding legal issues for Eric to react as what would Eric do and to let us know if he thinks the person is the asshole.
Really looking forward to this one. We're gonna kick off the last month of 2023, right? And let Eric tell you who the asshole is and who isn't. But before, a quick little aside. Did you? I had to call a repairman the other day because it seemed like the dryer, like the clothing dryer in our house, kept shrinking all my clothes. Turns out it was the refrigerator all along.
That's your dad joke.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I don't have one today. I forgot.
I win.
It's okay. I'm going to come back better next week. All right, first story. Am I the asshole for not pursuing legal adoption of my foster daughter because of legal benefits? My foster daughter has lived with me since she was 10. She's now 16, and her bio parents' rights have officially been terminated, finally. My intention has always been to adopt her in this situation. However, under our state law, she will be able to go to any state university for free if she's a foster child, but I will be on the hook for tuition if I adopt her. I just can't justify putting us both in debt when she could get a free education. I also receive benefits as a foster parent that allow me to save a bit of money for her future. I've explained this to her and she's okay with it, but she's a bit disappointed that she won't get the adoption experience. I have also spoken to her caseworker who has assured me that she will remain in my care until she ages out. However, my parents think I'm being cruel and I'm valuing money over my daughter when I feel that I'm doing this just to set her up for her future. They also feel like I'm taking advantage of the system by not formally adopting her. Am I the asshole for not adopting her so we can get her financial benefits of her being a foster child?
No, he's not. But I'll tell you why. Okay. I'm assuming that his stepdaughter, foster daughter, whatever, have a good relationship.
It seems like it.
And if that's the case, and he can sit her down and explain that this is available to you if we just stay the course as it is right now, helps me and helps you. You can consider me your father. I will always treat you like a daughter. I always have. I always will. Nothing changes about how our relationship is and how I feel about you. But in order to get you this free tuition and all that, we kind of have to keep things status quo. I don't think that that's an asshole thing to do.
They also asked, do you think that any legal issues could arise in the future if someone found out that she only kept her like that?
Because he's not required to adopt. It's a choice. And so is he acting somewhat unethically? Maybe, he's sort of gaming the system and taking advantage of these additional benefits. But if the foster child is going to continue to live with him and he's going to continue to provide her with room and board and food and, all that kind of stuff and get her into college and make sure she goes, I think he's doing probably a better job than a lot of foster parents do. So I would say, no, he's not an asshole for that.
Okay. Second one, expelled from public school for after school MILSIM activities.
After school, what kind of activities?
MILSIM, MILSIM.
Okay. I consider myself educated, but I don't know what that word is.
I've never heard of it either.
Okay.
But, all right. I think he's the asshole. I'm going to tell you from the beginning, but this is how he started.
Okay.
This is how he started this.
Okay.
I am 100% sure I am not the asshole here. But
no,
I have
already he is.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, we understand. All right,
but I have lost my girlfriend and many other friends over this, and it's fucking pissing me off so much. I am active in my local MILSIM group. In case you're unfamiliar, MILSIM is airsoft, but they take it a bit further. We often try to replicate or reenact battles from history. Okay.
I've heard of Civil War reenactments where they get all dressed up like in uniform. So, okay, it's odd that this sounds like a younger person expelled from public school, but okay.
We had an event where we were reenacting the Battle of Kiev in 1943, which was fought between the 1st Ukrainian Front and the 4th Panzer Army. We all wore either Soviet or Nazi uniforms, and we had airsoft guns.
Okay.
Do you see why he was expelled?
Let's just stop. So I don't need to hear the rest. If you are organizing an event and you're wearing Nazi uniforms, yes, you are the asshole. I don't care how often you've done this in the past. You could have picked any fucking battle in the world and you chose the one which requires
Mhm.
Soviet and Nazi Germany
Mhm.
uniforms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the asshole, super asshole.
That's what I.
It's
That's what I
like,
told you.
yes,
That's what I
like
thought.
the type of asshole that even his mother and
Mhm.
father would like be ashamed of.
Oh, they are. He says it in there. They're mad at him. They took all of his like Milsom stuff, put it away, locked it up. He's like grounded or whatever. But he says that he doesn't care what they say. He doesn't understand how the school is allowed to do this because someone took a picture of them and that was it, and then like did it in their
Okay,
book.
do you want to hear a true story? This is for real. It's a little off topic, but
Okay.
the only reason I'm thinking about it is because this word Milsom.
Mm-hmm.
So for our now over 100 listeners,
Yeah.
and those 3 in Thailand, especially. So for any of you that don't know, or for those of you that do know me well, know that I am a very active recreational poker player. I've been playing for a long time. And so I used to play quite a bit at Commerce Casino.
Right.
There was a guy there and he called himself Milp, M-I-L-P. He was from the Philippines. He had a very heavy accent, but he was like, call me Milp. And he made himself custom hats,
Oh wow.
shirts and all that stuff. And what does MILP stand for? Man, I love poker, right? That was his whole thing. Okay. But he was also really like, he didn't have etiquette yet and didn't know it was. So every time he would win, he would say to the opponent, you just got milped. You just got milped. I milped you. I milped you the whole.
Oh
and
my
and
God.
finally he dragged like one big pot. I was there because I was sitting at the table and he did that to this guy who just had enough. And like, I literally just got up and socked him. Just punched him right in the face.
That's what they should have done to him.
Yes, the Milsom, whatever.
Yeah.
But so I heard Milsom, Milp, Milp, the Milkman. He had a shirt that said the Milk Man, like instead of Milkman.
That's so
right.
cringy.
I know, and he had like hats. He tried to give it away too, like his own swag. It's like giving his own merch away to like the other
Wow.
players. Now, nobody that goes to Commerce that plays like serious, would ever be caught dead wearing this guy's junk, let alone like have to like be ridiculed by everybody else. But anyway, so sorry, a little off topic. Okay,
Yeah,
but
that
yes,
was funny. Yeah,
I don't even need to hear the
exactly.
100%.
Exactly the asshole.
He's an asshole's asshole.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like this one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for intentionally giving bad legal advice? I'm a lawyer, and as such, I'm frequently asked various questions by friends and family related to legal issues in their lives. Even though it can be annoying at times, for the most part, I try to be helpful and give sound advice with all appropriate caveats and disclaimers. The exception is one of my spouse's cousins. Let's name him Matt, who lives close by and we see him pretty frequently. I've been intentionally giving him bad legal advice for years. For some context, Matt's a loser. He's in his 30s and he's barely ever worked, and he's never for more than a few months at a time. He still lived with his parents until about 5 years ago, until his parents got so fed up that they are paying him to live in his own apartment, and they're paying his rent. He is completely dependent on them financially, and yet he talks and acts like if he's not. He's also had a couple of kids by 2 different women who his parents are also supporting as well. These present circumstances are actually a huge improvement in Matt's situation compared to before. Anyway, Matt is always looking for an angle and is always trying to get legal advice from me to further his schemes. He tries to be subtle about what he's doing, but it's pretty obvious. I used to give him normal advice as I would for other family, but as I became more and more disgusted with his questions, I started to give him answers that would torpedo whatever scheme he was working on. Sometimes it's just for my own amusement, but my spouse caught on to what I was doing recently, and she called me an asshole for messing with him because he has had enough problems already. It's important to note that I'm not telling him anything that's going to get him in trouble. It's mostly just things that would cause him not to do whatever he's planning. I'm also not doing anything that runs afoul in my state's legal ethics rules. So am I the asshole for giving Matt bad legal advice?
Yes, because you are running afoul. Every state, I would venture to guess, has a rule about intentionally giving bad legal advice. So maybe part of the problem with this particular person's question is he should not have said legal advice and just said, I'm intentionally giving him unfavorable advice or bad advice because his plans are stupid and I just want him to leave me alone.
Exactly.
But the fact that he's an attorney and he's phrasing this as legal advice, that's a very, very big red flag. An attorney has, because let me just tell you, the attorney-client relationship is formed in all sorts of ways. It doesn't have to be a formal signed retainer agreement and contract and payment. No, it can be as simple as coming to the office for a free consultation. It can be as simple as a phone call, something like this. Hey, Eric, what do you think about that? Well, let me give it some thought. I would do X, Y, or Z. I just gave legal advice. I now have an attorney-client relationship with that person. So if you have an attorney-client relationship with someone, which this person clearly does with his cousin Max or with his wife's cousin, whatever, yeah, he has an obligation to give sound legal advice, or he has an obligation to say, I'm not comfortable giving legal advice to you as you're not my client. I can't even really tell you hypothetically what to do. And so is he the asshole? Yeah. You can also tell because the fact that he spent so much time pointing out his cousins or his wife's cousins' deficiencies.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay attention to his own.
Yeah.
So basically that's like justifying his own, sort of poor behavior by trying to say, well, he's such a loser and such a jerk. He deserved like all the bad advice. No, nobody deserves bad advice on purpose from a lawyer. It's hard enough being a lawyer and giving sound advice every time because so many situations change.
Yeah.
And you have to do your best. You're supposed to think it through. You're supposed to maybe do a little bit of research. You're not just supposed to answer shoot from the hip. And if you do, hope you have insurance because you better be prepared for an adverse consequence if you do that. So in toto, that's a legal term, right? In toto, yes, this guy's an asshole.
Okay. Next one. Am I the asshole for refusing to cooperate with a hospital as an ex-emergency contact? 3 years ago, I was in a relationship.
Yes. Yes.
No, hear her out.
Well, if somebody's fucking hurt or sick, she's an emergency contact at a hospital.
I don't think she's the asshole.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Finish the whole thing. Like,
okay.
Some of these, the intro. I'm sorry. All right. Go ahead. Fair enough. Go ahead.
Okay. 3 years ago, I was in a relationship and he was abusive. He did some very deplorable things and I found out about later. I made a report, got a restraining order, and I haven't spoken to him or anyone that knows him in 3 years. A week ago, he was in an accident and his phone was destroyed / could not be accessed, but he had some information in his wallet. He apparently still had me as an emergency contact. I wasn't even aware he had added me in the first place. I got a call on Monday from an unknown number and it was someone from the hospital. They started telling me my ex was in a serious accident and I immediately cut them off and said, I don't care who this is, do not contact me again. They called back and asked if I could help them get in contact with someone else. At least I think that's what they wanted. I didn't let them finish. I cut them off pretty fast and said, I don't care. I hope he dies. Do not contact me again. And hung up again. His sister messaged me yesterday, only letting me know that their family hired a lawyer to sue me for refusing to take the hospital's call, causing a delay in his treatment. He also had some allergies and medical details they didn't know about, which caused complications. I had no idea about this either. Am I the asshole here? And could I actually be sued for this?
Well, it's a two-part question. So yes, she is the asshole for sure. I look, I understand. Courts don't generally give out restraining orders for no reason.
Right.
So I'm guessing that he was probably a bad apple and maybe there was a lot of problems in that relationship. He may very well have been abusive and all that. It's not the point. Somebody is in some kind of critical accident and the hospital calls you. Just give them the guy's like mom's number or something. You don't have to cut off, Now, can she be sued for causing a delay in treatment? Maybe. I don't think so. I think that sounds more like a threat.
Yeah.
Maybe just a way to kind of make her feel bad for doing that. I don't know a lot of lawyers that would take a case like that, to be honest, even if there were grounds, unless she's super wealthy, right? And they're because this is not like where an insurance company is going to step in. It's nothing to do with that. The allergies are not her problem. Yeah. That's really the hospital's issue. Especially if she legitimately didn't know about them.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, look, we all have people that we don't like or, in some cases outright despise. But there's a difference between disliking somebody and a general hatred to where you would literally cut off a poor fucking ER nurse and say, I don't give a shit. I hope he dies. That, yes, that makes you the asshole.
We'll disagree. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole? I got a girl pregnant and she wanted to get an abortion, but I didn't want that. She ended up not getting one, but now she's not involved at all. We weren't in a serious relationship when she got pregnant, and she has never met our son. Even after the birth, she had no desire to even see him. She went to court to figure out custody and support and could be figured out that I have 100% full legal and physical custody. Her name is on the birth certificate, but she has no custody and no rights to visitations or to make anything like medical or educational decisions. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She pays every month 125% of the court-ordered child support. She says that if I ever marry someone who wants to adopt him, she will agree, but until then, she'll pay the support. It's been this way since our son was born. I'm raising our son all on my own. He's 18 months now, and he has never met her, and I don't even have photos of her. I'm burned out, and I hate being a single parent. I love my son, but I resent him. My family tries to help me when they can, but I do it most of the time. I would never hurt or neglect him, but I am exhausted all the time. I tried to go to court to give her split custody, but because she wanted an abortion and I didn't, and she made it clear she would never be involved after the birth, and because we went to court when he was 6 months old, because we already went after he was born and agreed on things, and now she pays more in child support that the court ordered, they said that she can't force them to look after him. I haven't seen her in almost a year, and that last I've heard, she has a tummy tuck and a laser stretch mark removal and is working at a gym.
It doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter.
She also told her friends and family she's an egg donor, not a mother. She's a deadbeat mom, and the court won't do anything, and is forcing me to struggle as a single parent. Do I have any legal remedies here?
No. And yes, he's the asshole.
He's the asshole.
He is. I'll tell you why. Okay. First of all, imposing your will upon someone else as far as a right to choose, especially a woman's right to choose, makes you an asshole automatically in my book. He will never have to carry a child to term, not without some kind of scientific miracle. And he has no right, no man, in my opinion, has any right to tell a woman what to do and not do as far as a pregnancy. Now, having said that, I don't think he tied her up for 9 months. So she could have gone and gotten the procedure at any point, assuming she's at a place where it's easily accessible. So that kind of went both ways. But I got to be honest. It's hard as a parent for me to listen to someone say they don't want anything to do with their kids. They just,
of course.
But the fact that she was so upfront about it, and so he had a choice as well.
Yeah.
There could have been adoption or anything else to a loving 2-parent home. He wanted this child. He didn't want her to abort.
And he got it.
Yes. So as my son used to say to me when he was little, that's what you get.
Exactly. That's what I thought too.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like an asshole. Yeah. Let me tell you, I know somebody that's in a similar situation where this person had a child out of wedlock intentionally because they wanted to be a parent. Now they realize that it's not like all rainbows and unicorns, and they constantly throw the single parent victim card out. Like, I have to do this all by myself and nobody helps. Well, you know what?
That was your decision.
Exactly. You had a choice. Now, and by the way, kudos to her for paying the support every month.
Yeah. And more than that they're asking too.
All good. God, you know what? God bless. She can get all the tummy tucks she wants and whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not relevant. He wanted this child. She did not.
And she let him know from the beginning.
Right. She agreed to give him custody. It doesn't sound like this was a bitter dispute. Doesn't sound like this was like a long dragged out. And by the way, I don't know how much the support is. I doubt she's making, $50K a month or whatever. Probably is, helps a little, but whatever. But at the end of the day, every new parent goes through the teething phase and the sleepless nights phase. I'm sure it's not easy if he's by himself. That still is no reason for him to not be considered the asshole in these circumstances. So yes, he is the asshole.
He's the asshole. All right, next one. Fiance kicked me out. Am I the asshole for wanting my TV back?
No.
My fiance and I were supposed to get married in March.
I don't need to hear the rest. No, if she kicked him out and his stuff is there, he has not just a moral
it's an
right to it.
85-inch TV too.
Whatever it is.
See? Yeah,
I'm just saying morally she should give it back to him, but legally he can get it.
Yeah, that's what he asked. Like,
yes, legally that's conversion. She doesn't, unless it was a gift to her.
No, that's what he said. Wasn't not a gift.
No, then it's his and he has the right to reclaim it. Now, if she doesn't want to allow him to pick it up or whatever, then he can file a police report or he can sue her for the value. An 85-inch TV might be worth $800-900, $1,000, whatever. If it's
he said he paid $2,500.
He might have back in the day. When I don't know how much it is now, but let's assume.
Yeah,
that's still small claims court. Absolutely. I mean, I hate to say it, but especially if she's the one that broke up with him and he didn't want it.
She apparently left him with like nothing.
I mean, at the very least, can a brother get his TV back? What the hell?
Yeah, I think he should get his TV back. Honestly.
Because let me just tell you, and for our 100 plus listening audience,
and 3 Thailand.
Okay, there's only 2 things that men want. TV's the second thing. So if he can't get the first thing anymore from girlfriend, at least let the guy, watch his fucking sports or whatever on a big TV, like on a comfortable TV
that he bought and he wanted to enjoy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for expecting my friend to give me free legal advice? I'm co-writing.
Do you know how many air quote friends like that I have? By the way, before you go through the whole story, I just want to say that we should be getting our Insomnia cookie delivery pretty soon.
There you go. See, Insomnia. I'm still waiting on you to email me back.
They're so good. They are the best cookies.
They are.
I mean, when you can see like the sort of warm butter on the bottom of the box, like it's kind of seeping through just a little bit, and that ooey gooey middle. I'm telling you, they
No, it is,
honestly,
yeah.
in a world where gourmet cookies are a trend and we all overpay like crazy,
Mhm.
Insomnia not only are priced reasonably, they're worth it. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out hashtag Insomnia rocks.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, don't pack up yet.
Okay.
All right.
And
Sorry.
they
Go
also
ahead.
have that BOGO, the still buy one get one free still. So
Oh,
just
okay.
letting you guys know.
Right on.
Mhm. All right, so back to this one.
All right.
Am I the ass for expecting my friend to give me free legal advice? I'm co-writing a screenplay for a long-term project, and I'm confused on the copyright issues, especially with registration. I found some info online, but I figured it would be best to have this explained in person. One of my friends is a law graduate who was a legal consultant of some sort. I asked him for info on copyright, and he says that I have to book an appointment with him. I asked him if he's familiar with the area, and he said yes, but he's not consulting on it for free. But it's literally just one or two questions. I'm not even done producing my work, so it's not even specific advice that I'm seeking, just general info. He said he's not going to give me legal advice for free, but I find it very stingy as I'm not looking to win a legal case or anything. I said, I'm sorry, but it's just weird that they would want to charge me money for it when it's just a few general questions. And he said that I just don't understand. It's fine. I can just Google it and read it in depth, but that's not going to be a problem. But isn't it a bit stingy? All I did was ask about basically how to register a copyright and consequences of not doing it, etc. I didn't even mention what I'm registering a copyright for. It's all just general questions. Am I the asshole for expecting his legal advice to be for free?
Yes, but like maybe not as big of an asshole as some of these other people.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of things. So first, it's not clear if this person's a lawyer or not.
Right.
They said that he's a graduate of legal studies or something.
A law graduate, legal
right? But
consultant.
that doesn't tell me if he's licensed to
Right,
practice law
right.
or not. But that might make a difference as far as the answer. So an attorney who's licensed to practice in that particular state, again, you have to be careful, even if it's friendly advice. You don't want to be misconstrued. You don't want that person to detrimentally rely on your advice and then it go wrong and you could have spent more time looking it up. But you're like, he's just a friend. He's nobody. I'll just kind of tell him what I think. No, you have an obligation. You're an officer of the court, right? You're licensed by the bar of the state of your where you're at. So yeah, I think that it is a bit important to set some boundaries and say that. Now, having said that, I understand the other guy's position. Like, look, this isn't like something very focused. Right. I just need a few basic questions answered. But honestly, that's what Google's for, man.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Finish your screenplay and then ask, hey, this is done and I want to submit it. What are my, and pay the guy $200 or whatever. I mean, it also protects the person in a sense because they do have then a formal attorney-client relationship. And assuming the attorney is actively, like his license is active and in good standing, and assuming he has insurance, if he does something, gives you bad advice, and somebody like absconds with your copyright and sells that screenplay as their own, and it wasn't, and you can somehow recover, so then he'll hopefully have insurance or whatever. But as a general rule, it's I make this mistake all the time where I'm just kind of like more casual with people I know and friends, like, oh yeah, that sounds like this. Honestly, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily demand money. I should just say, look, I'm really not comfortable answering that kind of question. I don't want you to construe this as legal advice, something like that. So maybe that's the way to do it. The other guy could just say, look, I'm just not comfortable doing that right now. But so yeah, he is a little bit, but not a lot. He's a small asshole.
There you go. All right, next one. Am I the asshole for threatening legal action against my mother? I, 18, have a complicated relationship with my parents. As I've gotten older, it's gotten worse. Recently, I received a sum of money from my deceased grandpa, which is about $125K. That's all for my college fund. When I was told I inherited it, I was excited that I would be able to afford my dream school. When I tried to get the money transferred to my college savings, I encountered a problem. My mother. She has this idea that since I was the oldest, I would have to pay her back. So that would be a lot. When I asked her to transfer the money into my college savings account, she refused, claiming that it was rightfully hers because of all of that she's done for me. So to say I was mad was an understatement. All through my life, she would go into my room and steal whatever cash I had and even destroy the safe my grandfather had bought me. So I waited a few days to try to talk to her again, but used my time wisely. When I was 13, I had decided to start keeping a notebook of all the money that I had earned. Well, when I added everything up, including the $125K from my grandpa, it was about $250K that I had recorded. 3 days ago, I went to her with my notebook records of all the transactions she made from my account and went through everything with her. At first, she was very confused, but when I said the magical grand total, she went nuts. She started yelling that all of it was hers since she had spent more than that on my medical bills. I tried to stay calm, but I've had enough of her dumb excuses. So I told her that she doesn't do any of this to my siblings, which she only said that it was because it was my job as the oldest to pay her back. I've seen enough situations of this, so I had copied everything into a file on my laptop. Well, she took my notebook and my papers and destroyed them. I just added on what the notebook folder and papers would have also cost to the total. 2 days ago, I sent her an email laying out that I either wanted everything that she had stolen from me or I would be going the legal route, suing her for more than what she has stolen from me, which included all of my therapy as well. Now I'm worried that I have taken it too far. Am I the asshole for threatening legal action against my mother? And do you think I would actually win?
Okay. That's not an easy
No.
question. You would think at first glance that
Yeah.
the mom is the asshole here,
Well, yeah.
right? And, well, but I'm saying, but it also is really difficult for a child to sue their parents. That's going to come with even if you have shitty parents, that's going to come with a lot of emotional baggage. It's not that easy. The mom's justification, by the way, is not founded in the law.
Yeah.
There's no merit to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, parents have an obligation to care for their children up until they turn 18. If his medical bills were as when he was a minor, she would be legally responsible for that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that she has free reign to take his funds or money that was set aside for him or that was gifted to him by his grandparents or whatever. Does he have a case? Probably.
Yeah.
You know, especially any money that was taken after he turned 18, for sure. It's conversion. It's civil theft, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the second part of the question. It was,
are they the asshole?
well, I mean, no, probably not. It's a threat, but he probably meant it. The fact that he's documenting all of this and putting it in an email might seem excessive for some people because it's their mom and dad, but we don't really know how bad this relationship is. We don't know how many other siblings are involved. I don't believe if she does this to one, she'll do it to the others. So it may be important for him to take this step and to kind of like end this cycle. So I would say, no, he's not an asshole. And the mom for sure is quite a cunt.
Yeah. All right. So we got 2 more to go.
All right.
So should I prepare eviction papers or would I be the asshole? My significant other and I subletted to his sister over the summer, and she was supposed to move out by the end of September. However, she is still living with us with no plans on moving out. We told her that she needed to be gone by the end of November, but I'm skeptical this will happen. She pretty consistently breaks our lease agreement, the big thing being no animals, and she's also not paying the full amount of the rent we agreed upon when we agreed it needed to be paid. Should I prepare eviction papers just in case? I'm pretty sure she has tenants or squatters right at this point, and she hasn't exactly shown she can reasonably leave a place based on her previous tenancies and jobs. I'm terrified of ruining my relationship with my landlord and my reference and getting evicted because of her actions, but I'm also afraid of what my significant other would say or if I would be the asshole for evicting my sister-in-law.
Well, let's start with asking, why did he sublet part of his apartment without his landlord's consent?
Yeah, that too.
Right. I mean, let's just start with that because at that point, anything that happens, he's sort of asked for it in a way. Yes, I would say he's the asshole. It sounds like maybe, look, interestingly enough, I know somebody in a almost similar situation where there's somebody planning on moving in, right? But it's not nearly like this bad. And that person is not a burden in that sense, like financially. But it sounds like maybe the sister's trying. She pays what she can.
Yeah.
She may not have the money to pay the full amount. And she may not have the money to move out and put a security deposit even in a place that's cheaper or more like a studio. I would say yes. And what's he going to do? Should I prepare eviction papers just in case? Just in case of what? If you prepare eviction papers, that means you want to kick her out. So if you are prepared, and by the way, I don't know the whole dynamic. There's a good shot that that's going to cause strife with his significant other. Yeah. That's her sister.
Yeah.
So I would just bite the bullet and just try to push her in a supportive and constructive way. Let me help you look for a place. Maybe we'll, how about if I take you this weekend and we'll drive around, whatever. There are subtle ways of making that hint without flat out filing for an eviction.
So yes, he's an asshole.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, last one.
Right.
Am I the asshole for taking legal action against my sister-in-law for the damages that she did to my dad's property? My 24 female dad is pretty well off and owns multiple properties in both of the countries that I live in. She lives in 2 countries, I guess.
Okay.
As well as back in his home country. Because of this and the fact that my husband and I have both have good careers, my sister-in-law has always had a snobby attitude towards us and my side of the family. And she tries to mooch off of us at any chance that she gets. When we go out to eat with my husband's side of the family, we're expected to pay. Christmas and birthday, his side of the family expects good gifts. His sister is currently on her 3rd marriage and has 3 children, all under the age of 10. Her and her husband were looking for a place to host their wedding and approached me about using one of my dad's properties to host it. I was very hesitant at first to help because of the treatment that she has given me in the past, but it's my dad's property after all, so I contacted him to ask about it. He said it's my call, but he told me that one, I have to have them sign some type of agreement stating that if any damage is done to the house, they are liable, and two, they are going to be charged a reasonable fee to use this house. We both agreed on $1,500, which I believe is very reasonable considering this is a massive house. I told sister-in-law and her husband about it. They asked about a family discount, which I told them this was a family discount, and to take it or leave it. They signed it and paid. 2 days after the wedding, I went over to the house. The house is a complete mess. Bed sheets are stained, a vase is destroyed, alcohol bottles are floating in the pool, etc. I contacted my dad to tell him, and he tells me to access the damage and see how much it is. It was around $1,000 worth of damage. My dad contacted my sister-in-law himself and explains to her that the damage and what she owes him. She loses her shit and starts going off about how this is bullshit, that we're family, she shouldn't even have to be charged in the first place, and that we're so well off we can happily afford to pay for the damages if she gives him the money that they wouldn't be able to afford to even go on a honeymoon. She then calls me to harass me and starts calling me a bitch who thinks that she's too good for everyone and says, it's a wedding, what do you expect? Sorry, my people know how to have a good time. My dad gives her 30 days to pay. She was notified about this. 30 days comes and no payment. So my dad gets his lawyer to contact sister-in-law explaining how she's being taken to court for not paying. Her and my mother-in-law have been contacting my husband nonstop trying to get him to give her the money. He refuses because he agrees that what she did was irresponsible and wrong. I feel bad that my husband's relationship with his mom and sister is going to be ruined over $1,000. But I feel like what she did was wrong and she's not even sorry about it.
This is already too long-winded.
That was it, but the next one was
okay,
am I the asshole?
I'm honestly like I'm losing interest. So no, they're not really the asshole. I forget about all the drama. Like,
right.
They make an agreement. She signs the agreement. All she's trying to do is enforce the agreement. It's probably a little worse even, like, or I would say makes this person even a little bit less of an asshole because it's family or kind of like family. You would think that they would respect the property. The question that I keep asking myself during listening to all this is, if this is family and they're so close, why wasn't she at the wedding and observe all this?
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought about that reading it too.
Right. Like, was she not there? Did she not see what was going on? Because that might have put an end to a lot of this.
Yeah.
Like if, she could say like, I was there. I witnessed it all. Now it's just a question of, okay, well, I got a bid for cleanup, for $1,000 and that's what you owe. I probably not. Again, just sometimes less is more, right? So put aside all the angry feelings and all the descriptors and adjectives. At the end of the day, you made a deal, you had it in writing, you signed an agreement.
Exactly.
That agreement is being enforced. That's it. And that's how I would approach it. It's nothing personal. We're all still family, but we made this agreement. We had you sign it. We had you sign it for a reason, right? I wasn't there to, oversee. And here's where we're at.
I think she did it on purpose because she knows that they have the money and she didn't think.
No, I think the author is making it sound like that. Right. Maybe, but you never know. She might just have like friends, like, look, maybe they're younger. They're, there's a wedding, there's alcohol and music and dancing, and, things break. And, now, I mean, why are the bed sheets ruined? I'll let you, the audience figure that part out, but again, that's not like out of the realm of normal for a wedding night or a wedding party. So I would say no. I mean, not really. It's an unfortunate situation because it's family, but just take it, just treat it strictly business. You made an agreement, signed it. I need to enforce it, and that's it. Or I hate to say it, just blame the dad. You say it's not me. Our dad wants it. He's mad. It's not me. I don't care.
I don't think she cares. He's the one who did call her and let her know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, look, it's out of my hands. Dad said that's it. That's what I would do. Maybe something like that.
All right. Well, that's all. Thank you all for listening. Remember to follow our show on whatever you're streaming it on and give us a follow on all our social medias. You can find us on Instagram at the Bentama Confirmed, Twitter and TikTok at Bentama Confirmed, website eblawfirm.us, and you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys.